What up with it? What up with it? What up with it? See a few other people on live right now that got some numbers right now, so I don't expect too many people to come in until this notification is clear and it's evident that I am live. What's up, everybody? What's up, YouTube? What up, Magheads? Hot day today. I got a little bit of work done as far as working on the next video. And for those that watched Jimmy Lavender's upload today, good looking out. Appreciate it. John Brown, what up? Cub, what up? Oh, not much, man. Just chilling, man. Just chilling. Shout out to the Dodgers, too, by the way. Hey, we beat the sorry, low life Colorado Rockies tonight. I'm sure San Diego will take down the Giants, but hey, what it do, though? So what I wanted to talk about, we got a really good interview coming up. OG Steve, what up? I just seen moms with Allerton hat on. It's pronounced Cuz, the set. You never get my name right. Cuz, the set. What up, Cuz? I can't see, that's why, man. I don't know nobody spell Cuz with two H's. But whatever. Big Lee, what's up, homie? What up, Big Lee? Long time no see, man. So anyway, this Dhanifu, Raymond Cook, a.k.a. Black Dog. It's a really good interview. It's not filmed very well. It's not the best of filming because it's inside and the lighting is poor. All right, you from the South, all right. And man, it's very interesting, man. Very interesting. He know his stuff. He's pretty good with history. Very smart, intelligent guy, but kind of reminds me of Jesse James. The interview with Jesse James from West LA Playboy Gangsters. He kind of throws jabs, lugs at people and situations, right? I think y'all gonna love it, man. It's probably gonna be a 4-part premiere. I'm probably gonna premiere all 4 parts. It's a 2-hour interview. 30 minutes each part gives us 4 parts. I thought Cartoon said he would never stop banging. He said he gave his soul to God. I don't know nothing about why you said that, but I'm sure you got a reason, right? I don't know. Here go just one clip of the upcoming video. Baby E, what up?
The Dell Vikings. That's what Tookie looked like. So I was familiar with Tookie profile because I came from the east side. And the dude used to train us when we was real little was Bonehead Bobby from the Dell Vikings. So everybody on the east side had something. We had special formula to blow up. It was starch in the brown bottle. You didn't need no steroids. And you know, on the east side, they used to be, mostly all the bodybuilders came from the east side. One reason is because most blacks came from the east side, so most blacks was over there. But anyway, I was impressed by Tookie, even if he wasn't a Crip. Bimbo highly influenced me, but Bimbo wasn't trying to get me in trouble. But Bimbo really was our leader.
Give us a bio on Bimbo. I never heard that name.
Edwin Terrence Prince.
Yeah, P-Town Split. So here's the deal, man. I met Dhanifu around the time I met Barefoot Pookie, which means somewhere around 2006. And Dhanifu is an interesting character, man. It sounds like, and I think you understand when you see this interview, it seems to me he's been waiting to really express himself and tell us his truth, his story. And so what happened is way back then I wanted to interview him, but he kept putting me off. So basically, he put me off for about 19 years. So for about 19 years, he put me off, man, and I always got his new numbers. He changes his phone number a lot. I always kept up with his new numbers. He don't respond to text messages. He don't respond to voicemails, and he don't answer his phone. So this particular time, I was going to LA, and like I explained yesterday, a couple interviews didn't go through. So I was telling Baby S, like, man, every time I come out here, I can't get no work. So he was like, what about Dhanifu? So I'm like, oh shit. So I hit Dhanifu up, no answer. I hit his son up. Son gets at me 2 days later, and his son says that he'll let Pops know. So he sends me a new number on him. I call him, and he's like, slide through in the morning. So we finally got it, man. What'd I say? Some 19 years later, or some 20 years later, 2006 to 19 years later, yeah. Who the hell had Dale Vikings? Chicago had Dale Vikings too. Yeah, that's you know I gotta let S-Mac do the big interviews because his memory is better than mine. His memory is sharper than mine. And he knows world history and American history better than I do. So when we dig back into where the parents and grandparents come from, when we talk about different tribes and religions, wars, S-Mac, that's his expertise. And so, migration, politics, you know what I mean? So he can dig more into these dudes than I can. Mac is going to I'm going to stay straight on Crippin' and Bloodin' and, you know what I mean? And prison, stuff like that. What up, Rob Moses? So you gonna hear it. I mean, done on the same group. Oh, you gonna hear it, man. You gonna hear it, man. This is the history of the Bonzella Boys. If you're unfamiliar with the Bonzella Boys, well, actually, it includes the history of the Bonzella Boys, but it's much bigger than that. He's gonna expand on other groups and anti-Crip groups as well, but I just think it's really good, man. I wish I would have clipped more stuff out so I could upload and give y'all a preview because I want this interview to be big. I want it to do good, man. It includes a lot of history of indigenous people being his family roots come from the West Indies and picked cotton in America. And Pops was in World War II, I believe. Yeah, World War II. Really deep history, man. I think y'all gonna enjoy it, but it's a lot of talk. As I explained last night, it's a lot of talk, long-winded answers that I'm sure in this day and age, people don't have the patience to listen to and understand. But I think for real historians and dudes that be wondering about is this and that true about LA gangs, I think he answers a lot of your questions. And so I think it's really good. It got me glued to the screen, and I'm only on part 1. So I'm going to try to make it a 4-part series, as I just explained. What up, Michelle? Reggie Owens, Misha G. What up with it, y'all? Scorpio. Yes, salute to the chat. Salute to the chat. Let me see if it will allow me to upload anything else and I can cut it.
I am no other than Dhanifu Kareem Bey. But when I grew up, they used to know me as Raymond Cook, or had a lot of names. I really think I'm the original crybaby Crip, to be honest with you. Cause I done cried many rivers of tears.
Yeah, make video. Open your soul, represent your ghetto, baby.
Yeah. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but yeah. Let me see what else I could go to.
Then they moved to Oklahoma, Tulsa. Then they got bombed and moved to Arizona. And they had some little mountains when you lived in Arizona. They had a place called the Table. They had these mountains when the teenagers wanted to run away from picking cotton and stuff. This wasn't during slavery, but my father was, he said they had them picking cotton. Yeah, so the Pawnees, yeah, they some ancient people, and they're colored folks. I don't mean to say it like that, but I have to tell you because some people think all Indians is alike. Some people don't even know there is Indians. And matter of fact, none of them Indians, because Indians is way over there. So what was they before they was called Indians is what we have to get into, because Crips is something more than Crips think. Slaussons know. All them people in Louisiana know something about them that's different than the other ones. That's why they got the largest and strongest families. Now we're talking about the origin of the Crips. The Slaussons, Slausson Village, the culture of the people who made up Watts. And
Yeah. I don't want to give too much, but I want to make sure y'all check it out, man. I'm gonna put it up for Thursday evening. So I'm gonna try to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I have time to put them all up. So we Pete Town, that's what I'm explaining right now. Thursday, part 1 for sure. I don't know if I could get part 2 up for Friday, part 3 up for Saturday, and part 4 for Sunday. But that's my plan. That's what I plan on doing, man. This stuff takes a little bit of time. There's still research being done to go along with his videos and stuff like that. And it's hot as hell out here, even with the AC on. But so it takes time. It takes time, and I know I'll be busy. I'll be busy on the 21st. Me and SAG hook up, and I'm working on it, brother. I'm working. It's been a long time since I worked like this, man. Absolutely, baby. I am in the lab, my brother. It feels good, man. To be honest with you, I want to go back to LA ASAP. Like, I want to go back to LA on Monday. You know what I mean? I want to get some more interviews. I actually enjoy putting these together. And while he's still here, rest in peace to G-Boy from the Gear Gang Crip interview. First, Rusty Loke died, and now his brother G-Boy died. So, lucky to get 2 of the original Gear Gangs and meet those brothers. And I had always heard of Rusty, but not G-Boy. But G-Boy used to call me and talk, and he loved to talk. And I know, oh, my camera's cloudy. That's crazy because it looks perfect on my screen. But you're right, my last 2 interviews, my camera was cloudy. I don't know what that is. Maybe I need to wash off my lens because I lost my lens cap. Maybe my lens not clean. Yeah, we didn't get off into Vince. We didn't get off into the Vince thing because it's secondhand information. And Lil Vince is still around. So Lil Vince has that history. Or maybe the guy that told Jimmy Lavender is around and maybe we could find him. But Jimmy doesn't go no more off into that. Because like I said, he don't know that for sure. That's what he was told. I know how to clean my lens, but like I said, it looks perfect on my screen. So I don't know what's going on. Now, when I did the interviews, I noticed that it was really pretty foggy. You're right, Michelle, it was foggy, but I didn't know it was foggy right now. I'm gonna clean it right now. See, I don't even know what I did with my lens cleaner. Random question. What is Horseman's Junior High mascot? I don't know, brother. I didn't attend Manual Horseman. I don't know. Do what your soul tell you, Doc. You won't lose. Good looking out, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. No, you ain't got to clean it now. It's horrible. It's not horrible. It's just not on point. Does it look different now? But you know, I got different cameras and different lenses, Michelle, as well. So it's possible, it's very possible, if the lens isn't dirty, that it's because it's a different camera and a different lens. Oh, that's better. Damn. So that means I could have cleaned it before them last 2 interviews, man. Damn it. Well, thanks, Michelle. Michelle always got my back when it comes to these live streams. Appreciate it, Michelle. We need more of your YouTube stories. It's hard for me to do both, man. It's hard for me to do both YouTube stories and go to LA and get an interview. One at a time, brother, one at a time. Plus, to be honest with you, just keep it 100. The numbers on this channel that fell off. This channel, the numbers are horrible. But we made it to 60,000 yesterday. Thank you, 60,000 people for watching and subscribing. I really appreciate it. It's a new milestone for the Black channel. But we're going to try to get this blue channel back going, but I'm already running into a lot of obstacles because dudes are backing up out of interviews. But maybe after they see the Dhanifu interview, it will encourage them to come back and get on board. So yeah, Michelle, apparently losing my cap to the lens and putting it in the case and not cleaning it when I take it out the case is the problem. I've never had to clean none of my lenses because I always had a cap on top of the lenses. That Lil Vamp and Petey Wax story by Eddie Boy was hilarious. I didn't hear it. I checked out an Eddie Boy thing today, and it really didn't hit the points or hit anything I was looking for. When he talked to Petey Wack about 3 times. Didn't really go into detail, and so that's all I've seen. That's all I know. I don't know about the Vamp and Petey Wack story that he told, but I am familiar with the incident. As long as you're interviewing, I'm watching. Good looking out, man. Appreciate the support. Is it possible for a Babyface interview? I see him all of the time. If you see him all of the time, Dale, ask him and tell him how you feel. Tell him what you want to see. Maybe that'll help encourage him to do an interview. Otherwise, no. He's emphatic about no interviews. Let me tell you what he said. Let me tell you 2 things he said. Number 1, he has a good job. He's doing his thing, and he doesn't want that to conflict with his occupation. Number 2, he says, let all these dudes tell their story. Let them have the glory and the fame. If they want to lie, if they want to steal somebody else's reputation, let them. Because he's not going to debate it, and he's not going to give his story in public. In private, though, he'll talk a little bit, but not too much. Casey, good looking out, man. Appreciate you. Big TY, Big TY. Football season, homie. What up with it? Let me see what else I could dig about this interview for y'all real quick.
Trying to take over the world. Now, as a child, a teenager, you're permitted to think such things. But they started learning they had power in the control of the street. The streets control trade. They can't have Raymond rolling down Manchester, and when he hits cross Vermont and they see Ralph's Market open, This is free day today in LA. Don't let that happen. We had control of the streets, so they bribed us. And all kind of things that happen when you growing up as a child into manhood, into that. Now you have Crips to the grandparents.
I want to rewind a little bit.
Cool.
Baby S Mac's favorite line. I want to rewind back a little bit. I like his response. Cool. Like, let's rewind, motherfucker. Rewind. Let's get back on point. Let's get back in the timeline. I love this interview, man. I've only seen part one. I haven't seen the rest of it. Haven't got to the rest of it, but part one is probably 30 minutes long. It's going to keep you glued, man. I'm telling you.
Walking across Firestone with that big box. And I'm trying to make it to her house on a block away. They hit me right by the tunnel. Give me that box. Hey, I know it's Raymond Burns. Because the fool with me, give me that box, Raymond. I'm like, I ain't never gonna forget that name. I went home. My mama just got off work for working at the post office downtown. Night up. What they call that? Midnight shift. So I walk up in there and tell her she laid down. Because Pops, he gone right by now. In between. Mama, they just robbed me. She reached over and said, good, son. Ooh, yeah, that put a click on me like, God damn, Daddy gone. I get robbed. My mama says, that's good. I understood she was asleep. But another thing I understood, she couldn't protect me. Another thing I learned in between 4, because I went to kindergarten early, and 9 was you really couldn't come off your porch if you didn't kick somebody's behind.
It's like a movie, huh, y'all? It's like a movie or a real documentary. Man, I'm telling you, I love this interview. I hope y'all love it too. I'll give y'all a little more and then that's enough.
Ain't you the same one was mad at me when I was banging hard? That's how I got like this. Oh, Ray Field, he went to the Olympics, a triple jumper. Ray Field Dupree, I gotta get his name.
Why are you mentioning his name? Who's this?
Well, he was a triple jumper. He wasn't from Denver, but he was over there, and he was a formidable young man, an older dude who could regulate in the neighborhood. And once I started banging, since he knew me when I was, 9, he jammed me up on the bus one time because he knew me. Everybody else was scared because when I got on the bus, back in that time, I kind of resembled Tookie, some people might say, including Tookie at the time. That's why he was always on my ass. So when I got on the bus, everybody was terrorized. And he back there like, Raymond, nigga, what the hell did you do with that earring in your ear down there? Dude, what wrong? I'm like, man, I don't want to knock you out. You know what I'm saying? I gave him respect, but...
Hey, man, that's funny, man. That fool said I was big. I was on swole like Tookie, terrorizing fools on the bus. Chargers were winning all this shit. You think so? You see the Bears running game? The Bears got a running game this year. They got a cool 1-2 punch, man. The Redskins looking kind of... Them Bengals. Look out for the Bengals this year, y'all. Joe Burrow, he got him a wide receiver that's off the hook this year, man, catching everything. Eddie Boy be talking bad about Petey Wack. He said Lil Van beat Petey Wack up. Yeah, it's an old story. Ain't nothing new. You know, when it comes to YouTube, you guys hear a lot of things for the first time. And so you guys be wondering, like, is this story real? Did Superman lose a fight? Did the most top-down character from a particular set really tell? Did a drug dealer give up everybody? But these stories in the streets, like in the streets of LA and Compton, All this stuff has been talked about, been politicked on already, paperwork been passed around. Uh, People done inquired about dudes that's supposed to not be no good and all that. You know, Dale Davis said, Eddie boy, all he do is talk bad about the 60s. Really and truthfully, most networks on YouTube talk bad about the 60s or highlight some bad things about the 60s. But we know what that stems from. Basically, they don't let worms out the can, man. Is that how you say it? Ain't no telling how this is going to end, man, with everybody chiming in and being in tune with all this conversations going on about different players, different sets. Like I said before, everybody jumped on the 60 Rico, the so-called 60 Rico, but they're not talking about all these other murders. They're not talking about all these other sets, these other open cases. You feel me? Exactly, King LX. What's the end game? What's the end game? So I don't need to tell no more stories. Right? It's just to familiarize you guys with the culture and our personal history and recollection. But the end game really is survival, man. I can't speak for the other dudes, but for me, it's survival mode. Candace Kirksey, what up, sweetie? Haven't seen you in a while. Jamal Parker, what up, homie? You can't win every fight, man. You a bad dude if you win every fight. If you had enough fights, you done lost to somebody. But y'all be sure to tune in Thursday night, man, to the premiere of this Dhanifu interview, man. Well, that's what I was saying last night, King LX. I don't know if you seen last night's live, but I was speaking to that when it comes to rival gangs or even your own homies. Dudes got contradictory stories. Dudes got stories of incidents when other people didn't come out on top. So, I talked about that last night, man. You got to be careful. You start talking about your rival, man. And you start talking about paperwork. See, this paperwork so far on the internet, I ain't even scratching the surface, man. I used to tell y'all from the beginning, when I met Baby Crazo, one of the first things I told him was, don't idolize no gang member, man, because you're going to be very disappointed when you find out that dude is one or two things. He's either a rat or he's a homosexual. That goes for a large percentage of gang members, a large percentage. Very few that didn't. And it's gotten so bad now that the ones that are squeaky clean, they deal with rats. There's so many rats you have to deal. You don't have to, but you almost can't avoid befriending a rat. You almost can't avoid it because coming up, you chose your friends and you try to choose them wisely. You didn't know that some of them dudes did some telling. You didn't know them dudes was backdooring their own homies or crime partners. You feel me? And now that everybody know that, it's like, shit, I fucked with that dude for 25, 30 years and didn't know he was telling. Why should I stop now? When we not committing crimes no more. When we are old and three strikers. When we are lifetime criminals that's not doing crime no more, does it really even matter anymore? I think that's, in my personal opinion, I think there's more so. I'm not saying fully, but more so for the youngsters that are still active, for those that are still committing crimes with other people. Dude can't tell on me if he don't know my business. Dude can't know my business if he wasn't with me. Unless I volunteer some information, which is going to be past the statute of limitations if I decide to offer. Some of the stuff should make question back in the day what type of treason people were doing in certain situations. Appreciate you, free smoke, good looking out, man. You know the saying around here. Twos and fews are better than ones and nones, man. I heard made his name FBB Monster from there, not Monster Code. Is that true? That's not really true, but there's some truth to that. I think that legitimized him as far as enemies go and as far as older homies go, but that played a role. There's no difference between knowing about Lucky Luciano, Bugsy Siegel, or knowing about Raymond Watson, Monster Cody, and Big U. It's all history. I agree with that. But for some reason, we have two sets of rules. Like it's okay for them dudes to kill, extort, and all that old stuff, and then tell on other mob members, whereas it's obviously not accepted in the gang culture in LA on YouTube. Candace good looking out. The face of the West Side snitched on, and they still let him come around with it. That's a fact too, DJ. We can look at it like that. You know what I always tell people, like I told Bam when I went on that rant, and I talked to him on the phone about it. More than one dude did some telling on that case, man. That goes back to what I'm saying. The 60 case come out and all kind of stuff is spilled out on the internet. I don't see nobody talking about what happened on that case. I don't see nobody talking about the OGs that was telling in 79. You feel me? From other sets. Now you see my point about when dudes start siding with a dude against his homies, you gotta look out. You gotta be careful. Because arch enemies are gonna have rats on the other side too, man. You're gonna start exposing people that you never thought would be exposed. We don't put a lid on it. You know what I'm saying? We keep hating on people's loved ones. The Godfather is ranked in the top 5 of all-time movies. You know what's funny? I got family, right, on my father's side. It's really church-oriented. They don't like to watch movies or comedy with cussing in it, right? Surprised me that they watch the mafia movies, though. They watch Scarface, though. So I think that's why those type of movies are so popular, because people that's not even into the gang culture and don't even condone violence are attracted to the lifestyle of mafiosos and you know, hardcore thugs, man. Thanks for retracting those messages. You read my mind. What's that, Michelle? What, think about Munchie B? I think Munchie B is a young dude that still has his gang biases in politics. What, Michelle? Who retracted what messages? And whose mind was you who was reading your mind, Michelle? My summer? Nah. Just another summer, man. I ain't gonna speak no bad into existence. I just don't like when dudes being messy. Michelle, I missed it. Talk to me. What was it? Give me a hint if you don't want to say it. Some of this should make you question, back in the heyday, what type of treason people were doing in certain situations. It does not make me question it. It does not. But it does make me question why people hid it, why people covered it up. How are you today, honey, Michelle? Munchie says most of his family is from 8-9. All right, Michelle. All right. It's all good. It's all good. You can't text me, though. Let's see what else Dhanifu said, part one, which airs Thursday night.
To John Huggins.
What year are we talking right now?
We're talking 1968. All right, by 69, Crips start coming out. First it was the Pygmies. Now they call them Jordan Down. But the Pygmies was like the first manifestation of the Crips that came on the scene. Then the Crips wasn't Crips yet.
When you say this, you're saying this after Raymond kicked it off? Raymond Washington?
Thursday, y'all. Thursday night. Oh man, thanks Casey for the comment. Bottom line, when the hush money stops, the telling starts. Oh my goodness, man. I just wish the originals would have warned us a little more. Our mothers used to tell us though. I think my closest friends, all of their mamas used to say, that boy ain't your friend. And when y'all get in trouble, he gonna tell on it. We just didn't understand it and believe it because we was taught not to tell, so we didn't know people was gonna tell. You know, we was disciplined in the household. If I told him my brother and said he broke the glass in there, I was in more trouble than he was. He didn't get in trouble for breaking the glass. I got in trouble for telling on him. So growing up as a kid in a house with a belt and a switch, and I was too skinny to get whooped and hit with sticks. I decided not to tell. Hey, Free Smoke, good looking out, man. Good looking out. You have a great night as well, homie. Appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate the super chat, man. How I didn't interview Big Bro? Because Big Bro don't want to do interviews. He see the mess. He see the mess. He see the lies. And, you know, he don't really talk like that. You know what I'm saying? You could give him a drink and get in the crowd and he'll start running off. He ain't no camera guy like that, bro. But Free Smoke, good looking out, man. Have a good night. Black Warrior Spirit, good looking out, man. Appreciate it, appreciate it. We didn't even wait for the end of the month, this month. Nah, man, I jumped right in. As soon as I got to LA and got an interview, I hurried up and got here and posted. I'm trying to get back and do some more interviews, man. I'm geeked. I'm excited right now, right? We all learned in history class about Benedict Arnold telling on the colonists. That's a fact. Like Earth, Wind, and Fire says, that's the way of the world. I wasn't listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. I should have been listening a little harder. When you're going to get back into the road, I'm not getting back into rolling pigeons unless I buy my own home with a big backyard. Otherwise, I will never have rolling pigeons again, man. Do a sit down with Big Miz and Sinbad together. Maybe, I don't know. I don't. That's not a combination that I really would be pumped up to see together. Real question, Kev. Do you think pass on Baby Gangster? I mean, you know, the rumor's been around. Rumor's been around a long time, man. Let's just say that. But over here, man, I don't like to get into those individual politics unless a dude come after me first, and even in most of those instances, I don't respond. But you know, I try to give a mutual respect to all dudes that had a name in this gang environment, um, and not get off into all that in public. Feel me? But I will say this much. I'll say this. A lot of dudes with allegations, I have confronted and asked them for their side of the story, and told them that certain things had been said and displayed. Uh, so, you know. And Joe Mosley makes a great point about Baby Gangster, which is factual, which is also known in the streets, that he went to jail for a murder in Hampton Down that one of his homies committed, and he never rolled over on him. He never told on that case. He took it and he did his time. That too is a fact. MCT says is good to make communities safe. MCT probably invests in prisons or mortuaries, more likely. I mean, Travis, you got to keep in mind, a rumor doesn't mean it's true, right? Also, a lot of you guys, man, I don't understand 2025 in this internet era. I think you guys should, you might want to start doing your own homework if you're that invested in different individuals and different sets. Most of this stuff is public knowledge, and if it's not public on Google, you can always go to the court building, man, and look up cases, man. You know, it's not that hard, and to rely on what somebody on YouTube is saying is crazy, because people lie. People lie. People make stuff up. People twist stuff up. But sometimes people really trying to put you on blast because their feelings are hurt, because they're upset with whose side you chose in the beef. People are hurt because they didn't come home to a hero's welcome. People feelings are hurt because people didn't support them or their family when their backs was against the wall. You know, this gang thing is something different, man. It's been a lot of talk and hate toward different people for a long time, but with this internet thing, people can come out and express their feelings, whether it's true or not true. Me neither, DJ. Me neither. I'm just taking a philosophical approach and not getting involved with different dudes. You know, dude specifically asked me about what one dude said about another dude. And as best as I can, I'm not getting into that. That's between one dude and another dude. This kid make videos, man. What y'all want to know about me? I understood people talk too much when I was a teen. That's why I stopped my criminal activities and went to college. Talking too much and telling could be two different things. Telling on a criminal case. I've been knowing people talk too much for a long time, too. I didn't really know niggas was telling until later on, though. You know, like I told y'all before, man. I told y'all a couple years ago. And hasn't nothing changed. This is how the maniacs were born on this channel. If somebody say something about me, the maniacs will ride for me, right? But dudes in the hood and dudes in other sets ain't gonna speak up for me. What I look like speaking up for other niggas? Niggas don't come to my defense. Niggas leave me out to dry. I want to say a lot more, but I'm not gonna do it. You used to sell chronic. Nigga, you was looking at 6 months maximum with no felony, nigga. Yeah, you were smart, nigga. If you were scared to get a non-felony 6-month case, you were smart. Nigga, I had crackheads coming to my house, nigga, across the street from a school, nigga. House raided and everything. People telling, police following, niggas buying quarter ounces from me, niggas dropping off 9 ounces. Hey, man, you was worried about 6 months, non-felony, nigga, you smart as hell, my niggas. Damn, you smart. Man, Tony the Tiger, what up with it? Anything under a AP, a quarter pound in Texas is a felony. Damn, anything under a quarter P. What about over a quarter P? What about 5 pounds? Nigga, is that like 5 felonies or something? A felony for each pound or what, nigga? I heard you over a quarter P. I heard you. How you think our gang culture became so popular on the internet? Man, from all these rap albums, rap videos, and movies, Hollywood movies. Feel me? Sentencing happens for proximity to schools and churches. And absolutely, Tori, you know, I expect some people to know what I was talking about. Those that didn't know, just let it go over their head. But you're absolutely correct, Tori, and that's why I brought it up. I first met S-Mac probably 85, 86 maybe. Somewhere around there, 85, 86. Sentencing enhancement for, oh yeah, absolutely, bro. It wasn't no joke, Tori, especially with priors. Yeah, Rob Moses, yes, sir. Females was giving lick money to their side dudes when some homies got locked up, different there. Damn. Maybe I was the wrong one. Maybe I should have been looking for the side chicks or, you know, shit. Is that right? Money was good back in the days, man. We don't see that type of money no more. 85, 86, everybody had a crew or S-crew. Bloods and Crips should do a show like, wow. We should have a gang, dating gang, where the woman talks about what type of man she looking for and ask questions like, what kind of hood rat you looking for? Like, you want a hood rat, sophisticated woman, you want a dope dealing woman, you want a felony woman. That would be good, huh? Well, good evening to you, Nikki Lee. What's up, Nikki Lee? Nikki Lee, what's up with it? Hope all is well with your health and everything, Nikki. You know, Michelle just had me clean my lens off, so it's a little clean. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't clean my lens when I was in LA. Damn, I hate that. But like I said, I lost my cap, so I don't know what I did with the cap, my lens. We need to go back to when it was only the Blue Channel and Street TV. We won't never be able to do that. DJs. DJ, I like mine with a good job and share her tax check. The Bay Area female got my cousin when he was locked up for a few racks back in the day. Oh, they was good for that. That was mandatory. Think about it if you was a police. I mean, some of y'all are police. If y'all was really police. And you had opportunities to grab a few thousand or a kilo of cocaine or a nice Glock or something. You would take it too, right? Y'all ain't that square that you wouldn't steal on the job now. Come on. Man. Man, come on, man. Especially them big boss dude. Them good job women talk back. Sometimes, man. There's still some women out there that they won't talk back. You gotta let them know you're not going for that. If you let them talk back, they're gonna keep talking back. Come on, man. Use your ism you got up in you, homie. The gangs in LA would never die, just multiply. Travis Smith, it's just something that had morphed into Los Angeles where certain gangs got along with certain gangs and not others. So Hoovers and A-Trays was tight when the 60s and A-Trays fell out. So you're going to always have incidents where dudes fight or shoot and dudes from another gang happen to be with your rival. One of my closest friends, he got fired from being a state trooper for doing some gangster stuff. I couldn't believe it. Everybody in my family stole toilet paper from their jobs, all janitor. I could imagine what they did when COVID came. Oh man, they got greedy and started doing civil forfeiture. They just started taking anything they thought you shouldn't have. And that's what I'm saying. I can see that though. I can see that. Michelle, she responds, hey man, you know, this is America, man. This is America. This is America.
Chef. He went to school for it, so he was scientific, but every time he tried to get a job, it was cool on the phone. When he get there, all of a sudden the job was taken. And you know, this is Los Angeles, and my father really wasn't a dark complected type of guy, being Native American. Hussein met him, so he could have blended maybe, but blended wasn't not in LA at that time. You know, not for him.
Michelle, you wouldn't have got no special privileges if you lived in LA during the 1950s. Michelle, you couldn't have been a cook, an airline stewardess. You couldn't even work at the post office back then, Michelle. Nobody cared about your color in LA back then. My homie boss trainer, a loss prevention officer, was stealing meat from the same store he trained him in. Damn. Michelle could have opened up a restaurant with all that meat your homeboy boss was stealing, man. But that's what America is about, trying to get ahead. That's why dudes resorted to selling drugs, man. Bank robberies, armored cars, post offices, large supermarkets and department stores. Everybody's trying to cheat so they could get ahead, man. And a lot of people, you know, we had a stigma that black people are lazy. And a lot of people don't want to believe that black people are lazy. But yeah, man, that's why dudes went out and robbed. Dudes didn't want to sit at work from 9 in the morning to 5 at night, making minimum wage, which might have been like $4 and something when I was coming up. They'd rather go rob an armored car, take a guard's life, man. Lay down everybody in the bank and hit the tellers. You could get a larger salary from a bank robbery back in the day than you could working a job at Mickey D's for 2 or 3 years. $3.35, Robert. I think, maybe minimum wage, you're right. But I think I was making $4.25, $4.50 an hour though. You're right. I said minimum wage, and I wasn't making minimum wage. Right? When I think about Trump, I think he's the president of the United States. He said he had a duffel bag full of steak that was cheddar on it. Clarence Johnson, what up? Facts. The Cali Bay and South Connect went hard on the bank licks back in the day. Facts. And the welfare check line hustle. Yeah. This is why reparations is important for us Black Americans. Minimum wage was $5.25 when I got in the game. Not bad, homie, not bad. Minimum wage in Lafayette, Louisiana right now is $7.25. Man, you don't even make $100 if you go work all day, man. Work all day and don't even come home with $100, man. This is in 2025 when everything's expensive. What you think would have happened if Devil would have got that job as a cop? Knowing Devil, now this is pure speculation. Knowing Devil, he might have became the largest drug dealing cop in LA history. I'm just saying. What were you with reparations? Open question for all. Everybody said they would open up a business. This question was asked about 2 years ago. Everybody said they would open up businesses, buy land. But I don't believe that. I think most people going to do what they did during COVID. They're going to go get them a Harley Davidson, a low rider. They're going to get them a new girlfriend. They're going to buy a bunch of fresh shoes, and outfits, linen, and be broke all over again. Devil would have been like those police on Death Row Records. Absolutely, street prank heaven. Absolutely agree. Go young DJ, you probably right, except for this is 2025. I will go buy a house with a swimming pool and buy me probably 2 new cars that's dependable, reliable, and I just kick back, man, and give all my grandkids a key. So they could come visit me. I have their wing in the house where they could come to the house, and I don't have to see them if I don't want to, except for I might meet them at the swimming pool. COVID checks had Instagram on lit. Everybody was fronting for the gram. No, I don't think a lot of us would, ETG North. I think only a small fraction would. Keep in mind, we got a lot of drug addicts. So maybe I should have said a lot, but there are a lot of drug addicts in America. But it pertaining to blacks, some dudes gonna go get high, man. What you mean? Some people gonna sell they horse in a mute, 40 acres in a mute. They gonna be like, shit, I can smoke all the meth and crack I want right now. Some of them gonna go get some bad fentanyl. And if their paperwork ain't right, the family ain't even gonna inherit it. Absolutely, Suge. I remember those days, man. I hope we never go back to them, though. One thing we're not getting, 7 trillion will be good. Man, reparations will go up in flames like the PPE loan. Absolutely. Ain't no doubt, man. Dude's gonna run through that money so fast, homie. What's up with the history of the female homies? I'll tell you about the history with the female homies, why it hasn't happened. Number one, let's go back to the Watts interview with the Lady Devils. I always forget the name of that. They said, but women are very emotional. Women bleed once a month. So a woman mentality sometimes is unstable. For 3 weeks out the month, they be thinking glory, cool, help, be seen. Then all of a sudden, they get upset because maybe they didn't get paid. They upset because maybe their grandson or granddaughter ain't feeling their grandparent on YouTube. And so now they say, take that down. I don't want that up. I go to church. I have a job. Like they have this amnesia to where they forget they got grandkids and co-workers and all that stuff. So now people done wasted their time interviewing them, traveling, asking them questions, doing research. Another thing is they flake a lot because a lot of women, I'm not saying every single one, but the majority of women in these gangs, they didn't really gang bang like that. So they don't pillow talks. They done got second and third hand lies or misinformation. They don't really know the true origins of certain things. And they become, once again, emotional. So now they do what's the hardest. They do what's the best. They do was the founder. They do was the leader. And if they broke up with him, if he beat her up or dogged her out, now guess what? Same if a female stole a man or a female beat him up back in the day, guess what? They gonna shame that dude. They gonna say that dude is a homosexual, that dude is a crackhead, that dude ain't never done nothing. So that's why, homie. Shout out to founder Bonnie Loke. Dhanifu gives it up to Bonnie. Telling y'all, interesting interview, man. If you can take the long-winded conversations, it's some great information in this interview, man. I'm telling you, man. Y'all tune in. It's beginning Thursday night. Premiere, man. It's a really good interview. Baby Smack basically conducted the... Actually, I was getting ready to give it to Baby Smack that he conducted the majority of the interview, but I'm going to take that back. I'm going to renege on that and say, Dhanifu basically did the whole interview off of Baby S-Mac question. Baby S-Mac asked a question, Dhanifu done ran it down all the way, like we done asked 10, 11 questions, man. I really think it's a great interview. I really do. Kev, how accurate was the book impact? I'm on a chapter about Robert A. Lee, second time read. The book Impact? I guess that's the one with General Lee. Talking to a couple of original Brims, they didn't agree with everything in there. So, that's the thing with blacks in gangs giving history. Your own homies ain't gonna agree with the history you lay down. But I think for the most part, it was pretty accurate. I don't know, Mr. Adams. I have no idea. I haven't spoken to him. And I haven't spoken to anybody that is really keeping up with him. So I don't know, brother. I'm gonna say this too, man. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not dropping names, but I had a red female cuz about that crip life that lost her life in a fight with some dudes in Cali Bay. Cali, Massachusetts, Illinois already started putting together a reparation task force to study how it can be done. Well, that's a good thing, man. You have to take the first steps. But let me say this. The longer it takes, the more they study it, and before it happens, if it ever happens, we're going to lose a whole nother generation. So it's going to become that much harder for people to prove what they want us to prove. So good luck, man. Good luck, y'all, with that. I remember reading about the Zusu riot that laid the groundwork for SA stratification of their gangs. South need reparations first, but it'll never happen. Wishful thinking. Why does South need theirs first? Because it was happening in the South? Shit. South. You gonna get your check, Kev, don't worry. I'll be dead, homie. Before I see a reparations check, I'll be dead, homie. Kev, you think World War III is around the corner? The threat is around. The threat is here. I don't necessarily think there'll be a World War III anytime soon. Eventually, someday, there will be a World War III. But I don't think now is the time. I think Trump does a lot of bluffing, and I think Putin is definitely a chess player. And I think China and North Korea are sitting back to see what happens. And I'm sure they would love to join in with Russia and Russia's allies. But right now, I don't think so. Black Warrior Spirit said, don't forget to hit that KMV like button for this awesome live for show. South still getting ran like a plantation. My bad, Kev. I stepped out for a sec. I'm back though. We Flavor Flav in the building. Yeah, man. I said it about 5 times. I'm gonna say it one more time for the set. I think this Dhanifu interview is really good, man. If you can get past the long-winded answers, it's filled with history and gang history. His takes on certain situations. He takes a few jabs. It's one I want to share with y'all. I'm gonna share this one with y'all, right? So I've done, I guess, profiles or a story about Tookie's book and how some of the info wasn't right. A lot of people got at me and asked questions about, where does it come from, why, how, and all that stuff. That I would say such a thing, right? And I pointed out Melvin Hardy, maybe a few other things. But strangely enough, without ever talking about it, Dhanifu brings that up. He brings it up off camera. He extrapolated. He broke it down. On camera, he brings it up again, but he doesn't go into the details because we already talked about it off camera. But he was not happy with that book, and so he's going to take a couple jabs at that book and or author. But at the same time, he gives Tookie his props as well. I mean, I think it's really good. He takes jabs at different people. Like I said, he kind of reminds me of the Jesse James interview from Playboy Gangster, where he laughs, suddenly laughs, and throws a few jabs here and there. Donald Trump wouldn't know what a chessboard is if you gave him 100 years to figure it out. Watch District, what up with it? But hey, man, the people are leaving, so I'm going to leave too, man. Be sure to tune in Thursday night. Not sure what time yet. I want to make it to where the East Coast will be able to tune in, but not too early for the West Coast. I already answered your question about the females homies. If you ask again, good riddance, goodbye, see ya. Not gonna keep answering the same fucking question. But I agree about the two Pretty Kenny stories. I mentioned it to him a couple of times. Kenny go in and out, man. Kenny be working. Kenny be falling in love. So he has his moments where he wants to do. Yeah, we could do the sports channel Thursday. Yeah, we could go on there Thursday. I'm anxious to see what you're talking about on it. No football, college football season starts this Saturday, but the NFL does it, and that's really what I was waiting for, the NFL. But yeah, we could get started. Kenny drives a shuttle bus for a dispensary. He actually tried to get me a job there while I was in LA. Filled out an application and everything, but I didn't hear back from the people. I don't think they want to hire me. But if they hire me, y'all ain't gonna see me no more. I'll come home and do the sports channel, but I won't be doing no interviews if I get that job. Be too tired and definitely can't travel if I'm working. But hey, I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for the super chats, free smoke, Black Word Spirit, and Cowboy. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to say it again. Thursday, be looking out for the premiere of Dhanifu's interview on the Blue Channel, KMAC Videos. I'm out of here. Good night, y'all. Good night, Michelle. Have a good night.